Once, the moon was only a myth, a pale, untouchable presence in the night sky. Ancient civilizations worshipped it, poets wrote of it, and for thousands of years, it remained unreachable. Then came 1969. With trembling hands and fearless hearts, humanity left the Earth and placed its mark on another world. For the first time in history, humans walked on the moon. It was the height of ambition, the ultimate achievement. And yet, we didn't stay. After 6 landings, the mission stopped. The rockets were retired, and the moon fell silent again, a ghost of forgotten dreams. But the silence is beginning to break, not with a whisper, but with a vision. And that vision comes from a man who has already reshaped the world. Jeff Bezos believes the moon is humanity's next home. Not a place to visit, but a place to build, grow, and stay. In Bezos' mind, Earth is a garden, beautiful, fragile, and rare. He sees our planet not as a limitless machine, but as a delicate ecosystem in need of protection. The solution, he argues, is not to restrict human growth, but to redirect it. Why confine billions of people to one planet when the solar system offers space for trillions? Why build polluting factories on Earth when we could relocate industry to space? Why extract Earth's final drops of energy when the moon and beyond offer near-infinite power? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're the blueprint for what Bezos calls the Great Expansion. And the first step in that journey is the moon's south pole. If we're going to establish a long-term presence on the moon, location matters a lot. For decades, most Apollo missions landed near the lunar equator. It was flat, familiar, and well-lit. But the South Pole is different. It's colder, rougher, and perpetually mysterious. Some of its craters haven't seen sunlight in over 2 billion years. And yet, that's exactly what makes it so valuable. Inside these permanently shadowed craters lies one of the most important resources in space: water ice. Not just scattered frost, but thick, frozen deposits, possibly enough to support entire colonies. Water, in the vacuum of space, is priceless. It can be used for drinking, for growing food, and even split into hydrogen and oxygen to create breathable air and rocket fuel. And just meters away from these ice-rich shadows are peaks bathed in nearly eternal sunlight, ideal for placing solar panels and harvesting clean energy 24/7. Nowhere else on the moon offers this balance, energy and water side by side. To Bezos and other space leaders, it's the most strategic real estate off Earth. Bezos isn't just imagining the moon's future, he's building it. His aerospace company, Blue Origin, has been quietly developing the technology to make permanent lunar presence possible. Their lander, aptly named Blue Moon, is designed to deliver cargo and eventually people to the moon's surface. It can carry rovers, scientific instruments, infrastructure, and habitat modules. It's modular, scalable, and adaptable, qualities essential for long-term construction in an environment as harsh and unpredictable as the moon. In 2023, NASA selected Blue Origin as a key partner in the Artemis program, tasking the company with helping to build the landers that will return humans to the lunar surface. But Bezos' ambitions stretch far beyond government contracts. He envisions a future where space infrastructure is commercial, not just used by NASA, but by researchers, universities, entrepreneurs, and entire industries. A lunar economy, driven by innovation, fueled by vision. Anchored at the South Pole, colonizing the moon's South Pole isn't science fiction. It's science, planning, and perseverance. Step 1. Land robotic systems to map the terrain, analyze resources, and prepare landing zones. Step 2. deploy autonomous machines to harvest ice, build power stations, and construct protective habitats, likely using local lunar soil or regolith as shielding against radiation and micrometeorites. Step 3. Establish a crew habitat where astronauts can live, work, and survive long durations. Eventually, these temporary shelters will grow into permanent outposts, supporting a rotating team of scientists, engineers, and explorers. Later phases will introduce greenhouses, labs, 3D printers, and perhaps even communication arrays that support missions deeper into the solar system. And all of this must be powered, not by nuclear reactors or Earth-based fuel, but by lunar solar energy harvested from the endlessly sunlit ridgelines of the South Pole. In Bezos' vision, the moon becomes more than a base. It becomes an infrastructure hub, a launch platform, and a manufacturing zone for the future of space exploration. At the core of Bezos' lunar dream lies a powerful idea. Human expansion is not optional, it's inevitable. If humanity wants to survive long-term, it must look up, beyond national borders, beyond Earth's atmosphere, beyond the limitations of a single planet. Bezos speaks of trillions of humans living and working in space, of space-based habitats, and of clean energy harvested from the sun and beamed back to Earth. This isn't about escaping Earth. It's about preserving it. It's about transferring the weight of our energy demands, manufacturing needs, and material extraction off-world, so that Earth can remain a place of life, beauty, and balance. And it all starts with one dusty, cratered place at the bottom of the moon. Of course, Bezos isn't the only one looking at the moon. NASA's Artemis program, named after the twin sister of Apollo, is preparing to return humans to the moon by the late 2020s, focusing on sustainable exploration. China has declared lunar colonization a national priority, with plans to establish its own research base at the South Pole. Russia, India, the European Space Agency, and even private space startups are joining the new lunar race. This isn't just a scientific endeavor anymore. It's a strategic one. Whoever gains a foothold at the moon's south pole may unlock the gateway to a lunar economy, off-world industry, and deep space missions. Bezos believes private industry will play a central role, not replacing governments, but enabling them, building the tools, infrastructure, and supply chains that make lunar civilization possible. But with opportunity comes uncertainty. Who will govern the moon? The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibits national ownership of celestial bodies, but it says little about private companies. What happens if Blue Origin builds permanent infrastructure on the moon's south pole? Who owns it? Who gets to use the water? What rights do other nations have? As we push farther into the cosmos, these questions grow louder and more urgent. Bezos argues that space must remain for the benefit of all humanity. But balancing innovation with equity, exploration with ethics, will be one of the defining challenges of the next 100 years. We are not just building rockets. We are writing the future of civilization on another world. The moon's south pole is more than a destination. It's a test of our technology, of our ambition, of our ability to cooperate, dream, and endure. To Jeff Bezos, it represents the first step in humanity's transformation from a planet-bound species into a spacefaring civilization. It will take time. It will face resistance. It may even fail. But the effort itself, to reach, to build, to settle, will shape what comes next for our species. The moon has always looked down on us, unchanged, unreachable, untouched. But soon, that may change. At its south pole, where darkness meets light, humanity may plant more than a flag. we may plant roots. Bezos' vision, colonizing the moon's south pole. A new frontier, a new economy, a new chapter in the human story, written not on paper, but on dust, ice, and eternal sunlight.